Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Alicia, if you don't know me. I am creating this channel to just talk about, the things that I've experienced and, you know, maybe give you guys some advice on some of the things that I've done. If you're interested, great. Sorry the audio sucks. This is off my phone. The lighting, I tried to set up the room so it looks more Hollywood, YouTube friendly. Anyways, so this episode is going to be all about Whistler. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I ended up here, where I was before, and stuff like that. If you guys are not interested in this video, you guys can skip over if you want. I'm going to be talking about several other things. I have ideas and content. If you want to hear about maybe other things from me, please let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So I'm going to jump right into it. I was finishing my third year of university, and I was currently in Toronto, and sorry, cough, COVID. And I was finishing my third year university, and then we ended up in a lockdown. And so what ended up happening is I had to finish my last month or so online. And honestly guys, online schooling is not for me. I don't know if it is for you, but it's definitely not for me. So that was just very much so stressful on me. So anyways, moving forward, I finished my third year. And I had just decided at that point that, there was no point of me doing school online. It was not an option for me. It wasn't feasible, and it just didn't feel like I could do it. So I decided to take a year off. And as you guys know, especially if you're in Toronto or anywhere, when COVID first hit, I work in the service industry, so I lost my job instantly, and there was just no work in that area for so long. And then after that, I basically was just frantically looking for work, because at this point I didn't know what I was going to do. And then basically around, I want to say June or July, I got an interview with Whistler Blackcomb, and they called me and they kind of gave me it was a really casual, chill interview, super, super easy. And they offered me 6 different positions. They're like, do you want to work outside or do you want to work inside? So they offered me the job as soon as I picked a position that I wanted. And keep in mind, guys, that to get a job with a ski resort, it's actually not complicated at all. The hardest part is actually getting into housing. That's the most difficult part. So I'll explain to you that in a minute. So initially I had applied for a few ski resort jobs, and not knowing, what was gonna come. You literally just look on Indeed, and they will just come up from there. So basically I applied to 3 other resorts, and keep in mind that I wanted to work at Banff Lake Louise, the Fairmont, when I was like 16. And I applied for a job when I was like 19, never got it. And then I just decided like last year that I was going to apply for it again. So I applied to that job again. And basically from that point moving forward, I had got an interview and an acceptance for that place, as well as Whistler Blackcomb and a third ski resort, which I never ended up liking because whatever. And so then I was just kind of weighing my pros and cons, like what did I like more between the two of them. And I just found that Whistler Blackcomb offered more as a company. And the weather's better, the staff housing is better, things like that. So yeah, so I ended up picking Whistler. So like my contract starts October, right? It's like written down in fine print, October something. So October rolls around and I still have heard nothing about housing. Basically what they do is they set you up. If you want to apply for staff housing, they send you a link. They do all that work for you. You just have to fill out like a profile. Because from what I've been told is that housing in Whistler, if you do not know, is very expensive here. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to go if I can't, stay in staff housing, or at least find some sort of easier accommodation. So filled out a profile, you get set up, matched with roommates, super, super easy. Fill out a little bio, and it automatically like generates this little matching system out of like 100%. And kid you not, like it literally has a person's name and then like out of 100 how much you match with someone. And yeah, like if you want, you can basically set yourself up with those people, and then you can match with them and you can room with them if you want. So October comes around and I'm supposed to be heading out west and this and that. I'm about to book my flight, but I still haven't heard anything from housing. Now, I'm not sure how this works on a regular year, but potentially because of the year that I was going, everything was so backlogged and everything was just so up in the air with COVID. So I sent them several emails stating like I cannot come if I do not have staff housing. And so what ended up happening is, I was literally prepared not to go. And then last minute, like I got an email from my manager in my department. I said, I can't come out, I can't afford it. It's just not feasible and this is just not going to work. And I was really excited and anticipating what was going to be going. And then literally like 2 days before I thought it was my initial start date. I had like a week after that, but I got this email blast saying like, hey, you've gotten into staff housing. And so I initially was very much so like, oh, I was shocked, right? I hadn't booked my flight, I hadn't packed my bags, anything. But I was just so like happy that it was all set. And they were like, yeah, just pay your deposit and you're good to go. You can come anytime you want. So I paid my deposit and then basically booked my flight and I was on my way. Now, during this time, mind you, like, COVID's setting in and this and that, flying was not difficult. The plane was like half empty. They asked me like 2 questions at the gate before I boarded, and that was it. So I don't know what flying is like now. Probably not great. But yeah, so flying in was easy, not a big deal. When I was trying to get to Whistler, that was probably the most difficult thing for me, just because I was trying to have like public transport or something, anything that would like help me get here. And then basically what ended up happening is there are a lot of like like transports to get to Whistler. If you do ever come to Whistler and you're not renting a car and you don't plan on driving, there is a great bus system called Skylinks. It's awesome. It's like $20. And at the time I didn't know, so I used Whistler Connection, which is also an awesome transport system. But that company is definitely more expensive. I paid like $78, and then you pay an extra $20 if you want to be dropped off at your door. So yeah. So I took them, and my driver was super nice. Everyone was really friendly on the bus. And the drive over is beautiful. Like, if you've never been on the Sea to Sky Highway, that's what they call it. It's beautiful. So when I eventually got here, it was a really quick like check-in, and then the rooms are very, very simple. But again, I can't stress enough that it is very expensive to live here. It is just overall a tourist town, right? So it is very expensive here. So if you ever want to make a trip out here, or any ski resort for that matter, it's always mindful to keep that, mindful. It's always good to keep that in mind. So that is something else, is money. It's really expensive here. But I will say this, there is a lot of things to do here. So if you are super active, outgoing person, you're gonna love it here. It is a party town. So if you're not a huge partier, maybe not the best place to come, but it still offers so much. So initially when I got here, easy transition, moved into my place. The reason why if you ever want to do like a ski resort job or anything like that, if you want to work with Vail or whatever, if you want to come here, I personally, my number one biggest thing is convenience. I really love that. I hate taking like 6 buses because I don't drive, right? So for me, it's all about convenience. So like the thing about where there are different staff locations. Where I got put into is the very standard first year people work here kind of thing. You have the gondola, you're living on the mountain. So you basically have the gondola running for you for free. You get a pass for free. And the gondola's open and it's free for you to take. When it's done running, they have a bus that's free for you to take all night. Don't know if it stops running at some point, but definitely good to think about that. But it's super convenient. The village is quite expensive, but there's loads of like restaurants. Price wise varies. You can get like the nicest of the nice and just your basic pub, so it's your choice. There's tons of shops, and they got a hospital, they have a tattoo parlor, they have an eyewear place. That's where I got these. And yeah, they have chiropractor. They have so many options here. So you do pay for that luxury of having everything conveniently available to you. With that being said, I definitely think it's made my experience so much better. So yeah, I mean, that was just my little experience with Whistler. I got to learn how to snowboard this year, guys, and it was amazing. I started doing trees and black diamonds, and it's just like never I thought imaginable. I've been a skier my entire life, and I've always been like an intermediate skier, but just trying something different was absolutely amazing. I came here with no board, nothing. I bought one off Craigslist just to learn for $40. And you know, the one thing I will say, if you do end up trying to do something like this, if you've never done the ski bum life and you're not sure if you're gonna like it, do your research before you decide to do something. And then my other thing is, I ended up actually buying a board, a brand new board, because I just wasn't familiar with what I was using or anything, and it turned out to be way too big, and you know, this and that, the bindings were too big. So if you don't know much about, you know, what you're getting into, what you like, and you want to feel it out, it's definitely not a cheap investment. So do your research. And you know, I ended up renting a board, a lighter weight board, just to try it, because my friend had borrowed my board and told me this is actually just, you know, really heavy and it's not great. So I did end up buying a brand new board, and I, like, absolutely, guys, I'm so in love with it. Like, it's amazing. And then the other thing is boots. If you do want to snowboard, like, they always say get good boots. And honestly, like, I don't know what I would do if I had bought bad boots. So yeah, those are kind of like little things to think about if you want to do like a ski resort kind of thing. And yeah, like, sorry, I'm getting a call, but I'm not going to answer it because this video is more important right now. I can call that person back. So sorry. Yeah, where was that? Yeah, so boots are super important to get that. And then yeah, it's honestly now the job itself, I loved. Like, it was really easy. Like, all the jobs that you do are very, very chill. So, and I loved my boss, I loved my coworkers. It was such an easy, chill setting to be in. So I definitely think I could see myself coming back here again and working for Vail again. It was an awesome experience. And they have so many other things to offer here. There's bobsledding. If you guys have ever heard of that or interested in that, I'm totally down to do that. They offer skeleton rides as well, so that's pretty dope. They also have bungee jumping around here. What else do they do? They do like cat skiing, heli skiing. This year was a little bit more complicated, but they do offer that here as well. And then they also offer snowmobiling. That was the other thing I want to say. Dog sledding, all that stuff is available here. They usually have tons of events. They have clubs here. Everything has been kind of closed down because of COVID, but on a normal year, it's just absolutely insane, apparently. But anyways, that in a nutshell is essentially what Whistler is like. If you are interested and you know, you want to know more, or if you have any questions, please let me know. It's an awesome town to be in. Definitely expensive, but it's an experience. And if you love skiing or snowboarding, like, Whistler offers just incredible mountains, and the ski passes are insanely expensive, I will say that. But if you want to experience, you know, maybe working on a mountain, I definitely recommend it. I had a great experience, but yeah, I just wanted to share it, let you guys know, give you a little small info about Whistler and the job that I've had here so far. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna be the end of this episode. Anyways, so if you guys liked it, please like and subscribe. If you want to know something about me that you're curious about, maybe something you've seen on my Instagram, please let me know. I'd love to share. I'd love to talk about it. I have a lot of content already that I think I'm going to kind of just film and post. And yeah, it's just going to be out there. And if you guys like it, then great. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.